What if the B12 supplement you've been taking for months is the wrong one for your body? Not the wrong dose, not the wrong brand, the wrong type because of your DNA. Here's the thing most doctors never tell you. There are multiple forms of B12, and depending on a few key genetic variants you were born with, your body may be completely unable to use the one sitting in your cabinet at home right now. If you've ever felt tired, foggy, anxious, or just off, and you've already tried B12, stay with me. This video could change everything. B12 deficiency is one of the most underdiagnosed nutrient problems in the world. It affects your energy, your brain, your nervous system, even your mood. But here's what's wild. You can have normal B12 levels on a blood test and still be functionally deficient. How? Because the form of B12 in your blood isn't the same as the form your cells can actually use. And the difference? It comes down to your genes. Most generic B12 supplements use a synthetic form called cyanocobalamin. It's cheap, it's shelf stable, and for a huge chunk of the population, it's nearly useless. Meanwhile, millions of people are walking around with brain fog, chronic fatigue, numbness in their hands and feet, mood swings, even elevated cardiovascular risk, and they have no idea their genetics are blocking them. Let me tell you about someone. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah was 38, a busy mom, eating well, taking her daily multivitamin. But she was exhausted all the time. She had anxiety that came out of nowhere. Her memory felt like it was slipping. Her doctor ran blood work. Her serum B12 came back normal. She spent 2 years thinking something was seriously wrong with her. Then she did a simple genetic test. Turns out Sarah had 2 variants in her TCN2 gene, which means that she had problems transporting B12 into her cells. That single discovery changed everything. With her body unable to transport B12 into her cells, she had plenty of B12 in her bloodstream, but was significantly deficient inside her cells, which greatly impacted how she was able to function each day. She switched to a specific form of B12, one her body could use directly, no conversion required. Within weeks, the fog started to lift and her energy returned. Sarah's story isn't rare. It's happening to people everywhere, and they just don't know it yet. So let's break it down. Here are the main forms of B12 and what your genetics have to do with them. Form number 1, cyanocobalamin. This is the synthetic form in most cheap supplements. Your body has to convert it into active B12 through multiple steps. If your detox pathways or methylation genes aren't functioning well, that conversion stalls. This is the one to avoid if you have these specific genetic variants, and in my opinion, you should just avoid cyanocobalamin altogether. Form number 2, methylcobalamin. This is the active brain-ready form of B12. It requires no conversion. It's the primary form used in your nervous system and brain. If you have variants in the MTHFR, MTR, or MTRR genes, this is often the best choice. Combined, they're found in up to 40 to 60% of the population. These genes help recycle B12 in the methylation cycle. Variants here can mean you need higher amounts of active B12 and can benefit from the methylated form. Form number 3, adenosylcobalamin. This is the mitochondrial form of B12, the one your cells use for energy production. If your fatigue is deep, especially physical fatigue or muscle weakness, this form is often part of the picture. Genetically look at your TCN2 gene. This gene encodes for transcobalamin, the protein that actually transports B12 into your cells. Variants in TCN2 can mean B12 is normal in your blood, but not absorbed, leaving you deficient in your cells. Form number 4, hydroxocobalamin, a natural precursor form. It's used therapeutically and converts into both methylcobalamin and adenosylcobalamin. Hydroxocobalamin is good for people who are sensitive to methyl donors or who have COMT or CBS gene variants that make pure methylcobalamin feel overstimulating. Now I want to walk you through something important. Because B12 doesn't just affect one system in your body, it's involved in so many processes. Here are some of the most common symptoms when someone is deficient in B12 at the cellular level. First, brain and cognitive symptoms, which typically hit the hardest. We're talking about brain fog that feels like you're thinking through wet concrete, and scary memory lapses. In mental health, B12 is essential for producing serotonin and dopamine. Without it, you get anxiety that comes from nowhere and a low, flat mood. Second, energy and physical fatigue. It's not just I need sleep tired. We're talking bone-deep exhaustion and muscle weakness that sleep doesn't fix. And third, neurological symptoms like tingling or pins and needles in the hands and feet. This can even progress to actual nerve damage if left untreated for too long. Now here are your 3 biggest takeaways from this video. 1. B12 isn't one thing. As explained, there are multiple forms of B12. 2. Knowing your genetic status is a game changer. It can really be life-changing if you have genetic factors that impact the type of B12 your body uses best. And 3. Don't assume B12 isn't your issue. If you have symptoms that mimic a B12 deficiency and your blood work shows your levels are normal, you can still be B12 deficient. Look at your genetics and get more advanced testing done. If you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and be sure to follow. Give this video a like and be sure to share with anyone you feel can benefit from this information. If you would like to know more on how to properly test for the B12 form you should be taking or need your genetics interpreted, you can find more information on our website, www.anhcg.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.